What's up? It's Dad Martin here, and please don't call me Daddy. I have some thoughts on AI when it comes to music and art. Yeah, basically music and art. And I know there's gonna be some people out there that is like Terminator and Matrix fans and stuff like that. Yeah, you were right. Okay, at least it looks like you were right. And I'm one of them. So AI has come to a point where it cannot be stopped. Like you cannot stop it. We're beyond that point. Okay. If I could choose, like a long time ago, if I had a choice, I would not support AI. We have been warned so many times, but that's another conversation. But either way, the point we're at right now is I feel it's like my even though it's been sort of pushed upon us, uh, my responsibility is to use it respectfully and to use it even like carefully, you know. And I want to talk a little bit about this because when it comes to AI in music and art, um, I I have no issue with people using AI. It's a tool. You can make a lot of cool stuff with it. A lot of cool stuff, and it it can help you with different tasks that are tedious and takes a lot of time. And but when it comes to music and art, it's kind of a different thing because music making music and making art is time consuming. It is a lot of work, and it's supposed to be a lot of work, but it's supposed to come from the right place. It's not like, oh fuck, the work again. So, but it's supposed to come from passion, right? And taking time for your passion, it's rewarding. It's good. That's how it's supposed to be. If you're an artist. But it also, like, let's say an AI makes something instead of an artist, right? It creates um, this artist slash audience relationship, uh, like that is out the window, right? Unless you have a relationship, a personal relationship with ChatGPT, right? Then it creates a divide between the artist and the audience, because it's a back and forth, it's an energy. And if like on one side there's AI, and on the other side it's a real audience with real feelings, you know. I know I said real feelings, and I'm probably gonna be executed by AI at some point because I said they don't have feelings. Jesus Christ. If you use AI in everything you make, let's say like album covers, music, artwork, all of these things, first of all, your natural bodily like chemistry is going to get fucked up, you know, because when you make something and you spend time making something and you feel like you accomplish something, your dopamine goes up, right? You get rewarded from your own body, because you actually not just dopamine, but all of these chemicals inside your body, you become happy, you feel like you actually express yourself. So if there's sort of a lack in effort, because it's much fast. Like it's so fast to make an AI song, and you sort of don't get the like. It's not you. You know. Yeah, you wrote a couple of sentences into an AI app or whatever, but I feel like the dopamine goes down, the depression goes up. You don't get that feeling like you're proud of your work. It's not you sort of expressing your work. And AI has gotten really far, very far. Like it can create everything, anything that you want. Fortunately, it still lacks sort of the human touch. You know, the small errors, the small yeah, the human touch. Let me take an example, right? One of my favorite songs ever, and a lot of people will probably say that's one of the shittiest songs I've ever heard, and that's okay. Fuck you, but it's okay. It's it's Rolling Stones with "Play with Fire." It's one of their very early songs. I don't even think it's on any album. I think it's a B-side on a single or something. But I love that song. I love it because there is beauty in the errors, small in the small things. You know, there's errors and you can hear it, but it was recorded without a drummer, actually. It was recorded by Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, Phil Spector, and Nietzsche, not Nietzsche, Jack Nietzsche. And it's so beautiful because it's emotion, it's pure emotion. It's something that AI would never be able to replicate or make you feel the way you do when you hear it. Another song is, for example, if you've seen the Unplugged, MTV Unplugged, with Nirvana, Kurt Cobain, right? At the end, they do sort of a cover of a song that has been done, like it's a folk song. You know, it's everyone's done it, and no one actually knows who wrote it. But it was definitely not AI, because it was written in like 1860s, 1870s. I don't know, around that period, and it's the song "Where Did You Sleep Last Night?" When Nirvana did it on Unplugged, it was at a time where MTV was actually playing music. Music TV, you know, the irony. The voice of Kurt Cobain, the pain and the emotion, and if you haven't heard that song, like, check it out. MTV Unplugged, Nirvana, Where Did You Sleep Last Night? The scream at the end and stuff like that. AI would never be able, maybe in, I don't know, like 10, 15 years, maybe, but it will never capture the small details of those emotions. And by the way, this song was, like I said, it's a folk song. There's a lot of different titles on it, like In the Pines, My Girl, Hey Girl, Black Girl, The Longest Train, and it's been performed by a lot of also known people like Lead Belly, Bill Monroe. But either way, like, AI would never be able to capture that sort of emotion. Also with sometimes I feel like a motherless child. that song also, like AI would never be able to capture that purity, that the realness, you know. When you also talk about AI music, uh, if this goes on, if this becomes a bigger trend, then we don't need producers, we don't need mixers, we don't need these people who are passionate about creating music. You know, they will disappear. Like, why would you need a producer when you have an app and the app is free? And also when it comes to art, like painting, drawing, designing, even graphic, like or graphics, digital also, like it takes effort. But when you have something made for you by just texting and entering some prompts, you know, I want it to look like this, I want it to look like that, blah blah blah, it loses the human touch is lost, right? And I think like the future of AI music and art, it will of course become better at what it does. Not better in the sense of the word, you know, better overall, but at what it does, it will become better. But I think that it will never be able to replicate the human heart, you know, the expression that comes from deep emotions, pain, joy, all of these things, because AI is just mimicking those emotions. It doesn't feel it, at least not yet. But it will never be able to come to that point, I think. And at some point there will be like, let's picture sort of a dystopian future, right? Where all music and all art is made by AI. There will be a resistance, you know. There will be la résistance, you know. There will be sort of an uproar by true artists, and that's sort of where it's going to be divided. I think it's going to be AI, and there's going to be the true artists. And there's going to be a war, you know, almost, or maybe full on. I don't know. Yeah, so those are some of my thoughts on the whole subject, you know. And I want to really point out, I have no sort of I'm not against AI in art and music, but it's more like, let's say I make a song, okay, and I use AI for some tools when it comes to making that song. I think that's perfectly fine. Like, we have to evolve. We're living in an age where these tools are available. So of course, you know, but it, like right now I see like young people, they're making songs purely with AI. 20 years ago, we had to actually pick up a guitar, and we had to, you know, the craziest thing, we had to tune the guitar. Imagine that. We had to tune it. We had to change the strings when they snap or when they become old, you know. We had to keep a rhythm. We had to find a person that was able to keep a rhythm. You know, these crazy things. We actually needed someone who knew what an EQ was. Not an IQ. These days, if you mention EQ to a young person, they're like, "Oh, you mean an IQ? Are you stupid?" Compressor. Tell me what a compressor is. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't know. My app knows what it is. Yeah, but you don't. We had to spend 12 hours in a room with 4 other guys arguing and going through all these emotions like, nah, that's not the right thing. Do it again, do it again, do it again. 16 takes on a vocals, 20 takes on a guitar. You know, we had to do all of this. The art sort of get lost, you know. Do a drawing and it's like, okay, we actually had to use different kind of pencils. That's crazy, right? That's crazy. We had to use different kind of brushes, different kind of paint, different kind of materials to get the emotion and whatever we wanted to put forth, you know. Those are my thoughts, you know. And like I said, AI is perfect for doing a lot of things, like making the images that I'm putting in this video, just to make a point, you know. I want to thank Liam from Dad Music, and I want to thank KA Media. She is not responsible for the shitty graphics in this video, but she is responsible for my banner profile pic. Like, she's the best. She's the best. So yeah, those are my thoughts on AI in music and art, and I hope I'll see you very soon in a reaction. It will probably be a surprise, my first reaction. And yeah, you're in for a surprise. Alright, see you guys. Bye.